Hey Steve, well you just finished your keynote talk at Theology After Google, and in that the issue came up about online community. Is it real community? Is it fake community? Is it good? Is it bad? Could you start by giving us a little bit of sense? What's your position on that?
Yeah, I really believe, and my experience has been, that online community is real community. And the way that I come at that and approach that is more from a psychosocial kind of perspective. Like, if I sense and feel real community, it is real to me. Mm-hmm. I think it's, maybe that's more of a relative sort of vantage point. Mm-hmm. But I think it's it is actually more concrete than to come up with a philosophical, hypothetical mm-hmm. thing and trying to kind of lay that template over everyone's experience of online community. I'm a believer. I'm a convert to social media. I've drank the Kool-Aid, and so my experience has been mostly positive. Though I've had stalkers on my blog. I've seen the dark side as well. I know what the pitfalls are, but I think the benefits so far outweigh the negatives. That's why I'm an evangelist for embracing these new tools and these new technologies and trying to encourage and equip people to go out there and do it.
Steve, the two major objections that people raised in the section, I'd just like to hear how you respond.
Yeah.
One is that in, quote, online community, people can be more vicious and don't feel the need to have the kind of basic courtesy you'd have when you're physically present with somebody. And the other one is that it's too easy, that you click somebody says, will you friend me? I friended somebody back. We are friends on Facebook.
Right.
But people are implying, well, maybe it's kind of a faux friendship. And how do you respond when people get worried about those features?
Yeah. I would say people who have sort of unhealthy social interactions offline bring that online. And there is something about the online culture, because I felt it too. There's sort of like this spirit that comes over to you that says, you know what, I could say something really nasty and flame that person right now and not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
So there is a reality to that, but you have to then check yourself.
Yeah.
And also sort of give grace to others when you see that and you go, you know what, they left a really flaming comment on that guy's blog, but maybe there's something else going on in their life right now behind that. Mm-hmm. It's not that they're a jerk necessarily. It's not that they're a horrible person. People, it's complex, right? Mm-hmm. People are complex, and so I think there's, yes, that's a reality. You have to be responsible for your own behavior on the web, and the other part of it, the question about is it too easy? What level of value you place on your Facebook friends is up to you. You kind of determine that. Mm-hmm. And I have a different approach to Facebook than maybe you do or other people do. And I approach it differently and I think about it differently. Mm-hmm. But it gets back to this idea of is it real community or not? And it's the value that you place on it. Is it too easy?
Yeah.
Is it not as meaningful as it should be or could be?
Yeah.
I think you get out of it what you bring to it.
Yeah. Let me ask you one last question. As Christians, we believe in the redemptive work of God through Christ, and we believe that God redeems relationships and is redeeming relationships, is sanctifying relationships. How could we take some of those redemptive principles that lie at the core of the Christian gospel and apply them to the online communities that we're a part of?
Yeah.
We've long talked about church buildings and building relationships in churches, but how might we bring some distinctively Christian content to our experience of online community?
Wow, that's such a great question. I think there are a couple ways that come to mind immediately. One is I think it's interesting that at this conference, the so-called heresy hunters have been quoted and they've been brought into this conversation because they're already a part of it. They've been acknowledged, they've been affirmed. I think we have an opportunity in these mediums to break down some of those dualistic ways of thinking and sort of transcend and include which is a step towards reconciliation.
Yeah, amen to that.
And So there needs to be more of that. And I'm encouraged by seeing that here and seeing that in online spaces from different folks. I think there's also the other thing I was going to mention is just that the opportunities that there are to as people put themselves out there and invite feedback, asking questions, sharing hurts, sharing pain that they're going through, sharing real concerns and needs, that there are opportunities to be Christ to people.
Beautiful.
And embrace people. I gave a virtual hug to someone earlier here today. It was rejected, ironically, but that person is just sort of a contrarian that way, and it's okay. But these are ways to really embrace people. And I love what Jeff Jarvis said. I'm a total Jeff Jarvis fanboy, but these are new ways to connect in real relationship and valuable relationship with people. And that's beyond all the cool tools and new technology and new media. It's about relationship and connecting with people. And if we keep that in the forefront of our minds, that's going to go a long way, I think.
Steve, awesome answer. Thanks so much for your talk.
Thank you.